Hello, my name is Family Flail, and welcome to Chapter 6 of my Justice and Pride 0% LTC. Today, we take on probably the hardest of the early game chapters. Gosh. And to start off, I need to clarify that the reason all those units get checked at the beginning of this map is because every single one needs to have specific stats. Looking at my nice sheet I have here, the archer needs 23 HP in full defense or 24 HP in 3 defense. The monks need 20 HP in 2 defense or 21 HP in 1 defense. And then that brigand that I checked needs 7 speed. As you can see, the beginning here, a lot of enemies need to get taken care of on turn 1 immediately. There are a lot of enemies in the way at the beginning. And you can also see that immediately we're making good use of the axe removal. The axe removal, of course, is extremely useful and will be made good use of throughout this map. There, a support happens between Damien and Kara. This support isn't too important, but it does create slight more reliability concerning Kara's hit rates throughout the rest of the time we'll be using both of them. So, it's good nonetheless. On this turn, we get to see just how dangerous some of these enemies are. It's important that I mentioned also that on that first turn, basically every single trade you happened was very important. If our soldier friend was using an axe removal, still, he would get doubled by the monk. And obviously, Donovan doesn't really need the steel bow on him anymore, or else if that javelin misses, it's going to hit him instead. There's a varying amount of things that have to happen on that first turn for everything to necessarily go smoothly. That javelin that killed the axe fighter, for example, doesn't necessarily have to go through, just because the axe fighter will be taken care of on the next turn. I mean, on the enemy phase, no matter what. But it's nice just to have slightly more reliability in a way. I won't go into the details, but trust me. Here we see Kara is taking her weapon away. This is because with her weapon on, she gets doubled by basically every enemy in the game. Also, the reason you saw me try Damien there was because if he can double, I don't have to heal Aderyn at all. And there's just less rescue strategies that I have to do otherwise. But it's not necessary, because otherwise Aderyn can take care of it. She can be healed, and she can get rescued to where she needs to go. I didn't preface it before, but this map will be completed in 5 turns, and I didn't mention it, but there's actually a recruitable unit who's on this map. You may have noticed a thief, an enemy thief. She's Meila, I believe her name is. She's our first thief, and she has pretty good bases. Honestly, on par with a Myrmidon at this point. Just with slightly weaker defenses. As you can tell, a lot of these turns on the bottom is just taking care of enemies. The reason we're doing this is because we're actually wanting to get a chest that's in that left room. You also may have noticed the killing edge that is now being passed over to Donovan. He will be using that to take care of the boss. as he often does. You may also notice this interesting strategy here of using Aderyn to kill the unit before rescuing her with Damien, so that Donovan can then pick her up from Damien, and then still go to where he needs to be on enemy phase. No matter if he initiates it or not on player phase, he will have to take care of the Armor Knight, and he'll have no choice but to do that. Which is why I decided that he'll just take care of it on enemy phase and pick up Aderyn, since he has Savior and will not have his stats affected. You may be wondering, well, what am I exactly doing with Meila? Well, we'll see how that goes at the end of the chapter, since she has to be talked to with either Donovan or Aderyn. However, the issue is that Aderyn needs to seize the throne, and Donovan needs to kill the boss. We do have a solution, thankfully, but we will have to wait to see that. As we can see, Meila, as part of our strategy, will automatically walk towards Donovan and Aderyn wherever they are on the map. She will not recruit herself on enemy phase or anything, but this will factor into what we're doing this next turn. Donovan will drop Aderyn into a spot where only that monk will be a threat, and then Donovan will end his turn in just the range of Meila, and also in one range of the boss. This turn, a lot of micromanaging is done, and generally just a lot of killing of various enemies occurs. There's not much to comment on here, other than trying to give experience to units who need it, and whatnot. I didn't mention it earlier. Well, I did mention it, but I didn't mention the contents of the chest we're trying to go for. In the left room, there are two chests. One has a sword reaver, which is nice, but we don't need. And the other has a speed wing, which we do want, for obvious reasons, considering speed is one of the best stats in Fire Emblem in general. Here we can see that, this is actually a good opportunity to talk about something in the preps menu I did not show. This was because of some technical issues, but it's very simple in that I just bought a door key. The chest key we had already attained in a previous chapter. I forget exactly where, but it has 5 uses, and we'll be using it to just pick up the speed wing. For this boss kill, Donovan needs to crit on at least one of these attacks. And here we can see exactly why we had this formation. This is the 5th and final turn, and we can see that we're finally taking care of this shaman who stands in front of the door. This is so that we can, of course, have a clear path to the speed wings for our cleric to pick them up. After taking care of this last mercenary, Donovan will do his final action of taking care of, well, recruiting Meila before taking care of the boss again. The boss has varying stats as well, though he's not require to be any specific one. But simply put, after Donovan talks to him, he needs to get a crit. Or if he already crit, before he can just kill the boss if need be. Either way it can work out though, due to the fact that Meila can take the Armor Slayer from Donovan and has a pretty bad hit chance, but still can try to take care of the boss nonetheless. The only problem with this strategy, I think, is that Aderyn probably could have been put where that monk is currently. And with any luck, Misha, who I had been calling Meila for some reason, would have gone to the same space she did, and we could have recruited her just fine. But it all works out, and we complete the chapter in 5 turns. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.